Have you ever stopped to think about how a bank, of all things, ends up making a food delivery app? Or how a simple bakery chain can suddenly have its own logistics network? Well, today we're going to dive into exactly that. We're talking about the huge transformation from a traditional linear business, what we'll call a pipeline, into a modern platform powerhouse. And trust me, it's a really fascinating evolution. Okay, so first things first, we need to get our heads around these two different models. On one side, you've got the pipeline business. Think of it like a classic factory assembly line. You put raw materials in one end, do a bunch of steps, and a finished product comes out the other end for a customer. It's a one-way street. But on the other side, you have the platform business. This is totally different. It doesn't really make a thing, it makes a connection. It's all about creating a space where two or more different groups can find each other and interact, like sellers and buyers on Amazon or drivers and riders on Uber. And this right here is the million-dollar question for so many established industries today, isn't it? I mean, when these new platform businesses are just dominating everything, what are you supposed to do if you're a traditional company? How do you not just stay afloat, but actually use your existing strengths to compete in this totally new world? So how do they pull it off? Well, that's what we're getting into in our first section. And the answer isn't what you might think. It's not about tearing everything down and starting over from scratch. No, it's a much more powerful and, frankly, manageable idea than that. The source material puts forward this really powerful shift in thinking, and it's captured perfectly in this quote. Just forget the word innovation for a second. It's kind of intimidating, right? It makes you think you need this once-in-a-lifetime flash of genius. Instead, think evolution. It's about a gradual, step-by-step process of adapting and building on what you've already got. And that little change in perspective, well, that's the whole key. And here's why that evolution mindset works. You are not starting from scratch. This is so important. A new startup has that classic chicken and egg problem. They need users to attract other users. But an established company, you already have one half of the equation totally locked down. Your customers. This is your secret weapon. To make this happen, the source points to 4 big mental shifts. First, you have to stop focusing only on sales numbers and start obsessing over how well you're connecting people. Second, your competition isn't just the other guy who makes the same product. It's any platform that's grabbing your customers' attention. Third, pricing gets tricky. It's not just about your costs, it's about maybe giving one group a great deal to attract another group. And finally, you gotta be patient. This isn't a product launch. Building a platform can take a lot longer to become profitable. Okay, so that's all the theory. But does this actually work in the real world? Oh yeah, let's look at the proof. The source gives us 4 absolutely fascinating case studies that show how totally different businesses made this evolution happen. First up, we've got a company called InBody. They make these really advanced machines that analyze your body composition. You've probably seen them in a nice gym or a hospital. They were a classic pipeline company. They built a device, and they sold that device. Simple. But they saw something bigger. And this table just lays out their evolution perfectly. So they started by selling their devices, right? But then they launched a consumer app so people like you and me could track our own health data. And here is the genius move. They used that app to connect their super engaged users with a totally different group, companies that sell healthy food and diet products. All of a sudden, InBody wasn't just making hardware anymore. They were a health platform connecting 2 groups that needed each other. Next, let's take a look at an industry that's about as pipeline as it gets, making cars. For decades, the model has been the same. Build a new car, sell a new car. The end. That customer relationship usually just hits a dead end right after the sale. So how does a car company evolve? Well, they realized they were sitting on a gold mine. Their huge base of existing customers who already owned their cars. So they created a used car brokerage service. They connected their current customers who might want to sell their car with a whole new group of people who were looking to buy a used one. They used the trust in their brand to build a brand new platform business right on top of their old one. So smart. And this isn't just for tech and manufacturing. Even a food company can get in on the action. Let's look at SPC Group. They own huge brands like Paris Baguette and Baskin-Robbins. Their business is simple. Sell food through their stores. A classic pipeline. Now, the key to their transformation was that they started small. First, they built their own internal delivery network called Happy Crew, just for their own stores. They connected their franchises with local people who could walk and make deliveries. But once they got that system working smoothly, they just flipped a switch and opened it up for other local restaurants to use. And just like that, they became a new player in the food delivery platform game. And now for what might be the most surprising example of them all. Seriously, how in the world does a traditional bank, one of the oldest industries around, end up in the food delivery business? This is just brilliant. So Shinhan Bank launched a food delivery app. But here's the thing. They weren't trying to become the next DoorDash. They were playing a completely different game. By creating a platform that connected restaurants with customers, they created a brand new ecosystem of small businesses, the restaurants, and gig workers, the drivers. And what do all those people need? Financial products. The bank could then step in and offer specialized loans and services that were perfectly designed for this new community they had just built. They built their own customer generation machine. Okay, so let's bring all this home in our final section. We've seen these incredible examples, and it all really comes down to adopting an actionable mindset. It's about learning to see the hidden connections that are already right there in your business. The source material really boils this whole journey down into 3 surprisingly simple steps. First, you've got to identify your core asset. And 9 times out of 10, that's your existing customer base. Second, you have to ask, what other group of people would love to connect with my customers? And third, you just build the simplest possible tool, usually it's an app or a service, that acts as a bridge to make that connection happen. So, we end with this final takeaway, which is really a question for you. Think about your own company, or any business you know. Who are their customers? And then, who else out there would find it incredibly valuable to have access to them? Because the answer to that question, well, that's the seed of a powerful new platform business, just waiting to evolve.